Welcome to Ethos Effect Podcast.
Welcome to the Ethos Effect Podcast.
Welcome podcast.
After building and learning from failures
We discovered our ethos and leveraged it
to scale, sell, and build again our seven-figure businesses,
whether you're starting out or leveling up.
this podcast is your source for innovation and lasting impact. I'm Chelsea Ryckis,
And I'm Donovan Ryckis.
and this is the Ethos Effect Podcast. So, first episode, I want to thank you for allowing us to do this. It has been a couple years that I've kept throwing out this idea of let's do a podcast, and you finally agreed.
Yes, stepping a little bit outside my comfort zone, but I think it's a great idea. I'm super excited to spotlight some of our guests and go through their stories.
Yeah. I know that our business journey together is truly the entrepreneurial journey. There's been lots of ups and downs, and I know that, because we've taken such a different approach in our industry, employee benefits, I really think that we're the right people, or I'm hoping we're the right people to interview other respective trailblazers in their industries and really highlight the good work that people do. There's a lot of people out there that are solving problems differently, and I'm just so excited to give them a spotlight.
Yeah, not always a straightforward journey getting to where you want, but I think we've adapted, gone through changes, gone through failures, and ultimately successes. I think what's interesting about what we do working with employers is we've literally seen hundreds of corporations, companies, anywhere from 10 employees all the way up into the several thousands. And we get to see, their company culture, their personal ethos, how that relates to their businesses and ultimately to the business's success. So it's been a nice kind of view from, an outsider's perspective, but getting an inside look at those organizations.
I know. And I think that there's a lot to be said for companies that are pushing the boundaries, right? And like challenging the status quo. And I know for us in our industry, you're fighting giants every single day, right? And there's been days where I know you've seen me feel this, and I've seen you feel it, just less emotionally, no shocker there. But you get beat, right? Like
Yeah.
every entrepreneur does, but especially when you are going against the grain, when you're challenging the status quo, when you're, I like to say, up to something bigger. My employees are like, we get it. But truly up to something bigger, right? Like it's hard work, and it's blood, sweat, and tears, but it's important work.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, we certainly could have picked a less complicated and less competitive industry. That's for sure.
Well, and our industry specifically, and I'm sure our guests will be the same, it's, you could have done what 90% of the employee benefit consultants do out in the market, and we'd be 10 times bigger, richer, than we are now. But when you choose to do the right thing, not always does that same level of success come as quickly. Eventually, because you're in alignment and you're growing and all of that, but it might be a little harder of a journey.
Yeah, I view it, a little bit of our kind of sales ethos, which is, the challenger sale, which is maybe bringing something to the table for your customers, for your clients. That's not expected. You're educating them along the journey to help them pick the right decision rather than just kind of doing what's done in the industry, going the easy way, going with what they expect. An education and ultimately, a consultation process to get them to their actual goal.
Yeah. It can be pretty painful to find your ethos. I think we could both agree with that. Like finding that why, finding what drives you, the guiding character, the guiding principle behind what motivates you or your business. I know for us, it took a couple years. At the very beginning, we had a lot of success really fast, which was exciting, a lot of sales. And you don't focus as much on those items, right? Like the why am I doing this work? Like we knew what we were doing, we knew we were driven to do it, but the actual like brand expression of your ethos, I think, has been a really powerful thing for us over the last couple years, like really coming into it.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to interview people that, have harnessed it, that understand it and are really using it to transform their industries.
Yeah. We went several years kind of just, selling and working off of our original, company name. Went through that rebranding exercise, which kind of forced us to sit down and put that all on paper, which is an incredibly painful experience. It sounds silly, but like, who are you as a company? What do you believe in? What are you going to do? How are you going to deliver it? How are you going to service it for your clients? Going through that exercise, putting it on paper, not only for ourselves, but for our employees, changed the game.
Completely. I remember these moments of the rebrand where I was like, I don't know if Donovan's gonna make it. Like, I really don't know. I live for that shit, but it was not your cup of tea. So I'm
No,
pretty
no.
impressed. Even that we're sitting here, honestly, it's.
Yeah.
I really think it's, and I don't mean to be like my husband's amazing, but it's a true. A lot of people talk about getting out of their comfort zones. A lot of people talk about living on the edge and pushing themselves, but walking that walk is a little bit different, isn't it?
Maybe. Yeah, thank you.
To be
Thank
determined.
you, I guess. Yes. And just like that, there's going to be plenty more of these stories to share. And I can't wait to have some of these guests on and go through their personal experience and stories and growth.
I am super excited about everything that's to come, the amazing entrepreneurs that we're about to interview. And we can't wait to hopefully help you level up your life, your business by really utilizing your ethos and transforming your industry. A lot more where this came from. Stay tuned for the Ethos Effect podcast.